Are you confused about which proteins at Costco are actually healthy? With over 20 years of experience in health, fitness, and nutrition, I've helped countless people choose healthier food options. So today we're going to go into Costco and we're going to check out the good proteins and then the bad proteins that you want to avoid. So a lot of people actually buy this because they think this is, when they see organic, it can be kind of deceiving. Even though, yes, it's raised without hormones, this is actually not grass-fed. And what you really want to look for is grass-fed. Grass-fed is going to have that better lipid profile, and it's going to be, that's the one that's heart healthy. And so when they're talking about like good beef that's heart healthy, you're going to look for grass-fed. So this is not a good find. So it doesn't actually look like they have any grass-fed beef, but we're gonna go over to the fish section now. I lied, we're going over to the chicken section right now. So normally what I like to get is I like to get whole chickens. It's just by preference. It's not, you know, just instead of chicken breasts. Now, so something like this, you wanna look for organic. It's going to tell you they're vegetarian fed. The only thing about this is I use a word of caution. There's no indication of like how the chickens were necessarily raised. So in that sense, I always say to do your own research. If that's something that you are very particular in, make sure that you're, you know, looking at sources and stuff. So just something to be aware of. I'm going to check on the other side, see if there's any fish. So I don't see a fish section. One of the things that I would look out for is farmed. You don't want to have farmed. Farmed, they're raised in pens and they feed them antibiotics. They also end up having like lice, so that's another factor too. What I would look for is wild caught. Always get wild caught. That's going to be much better health-wise. And then like, especially like with salmon, they actually have to dye farmed salmon in order to change the color and make it more appealing, because it's not the color it's supposed to be like it is in the wild. So I'm going to show you this section over here. This is going to be like where the sausage is, like the, I guess, hot dogs and stuff like that. I always avoid this section because it's processed meats. So these are considered ultra processed meats, hot dogs, sausage, all that stuff. This is going to be highly ultra processed. A lot of bad ingredients here, plus they have nitrites. Nitrites are linked to cancer, they're carcinogens, so you do want to be careful of that. Yeah, I literally just avoid all of here. But on a side note, I know we're talking about protein source today. This is a good probiotic if you can't have dairy. It's sauerkraut and it's fermented. Always look for that. They can't have anything else in here. So if you look on the back, it's just gonna have, there's no preservatives because preservatives kill the probiotics. So you just wanna see something like that, very limited ingredients, no preservatives whatsoever. This is a good find for probiotics. All right, so I don't see any fish, guys. We're gonna head over to the egg section. It's gonna be very cold. I'm not really looking forward to it, but let's go. Okay, so before we go in there, I want to let you guys know this. There's two kinds of eggs in there. They have organic and then they have cage-free. So the deal with cage-free is that it still means that the chickens can be cooped up in barns. In fact, most of them are. They don't even see, like, they usually don't even see the light of day. And cage-free just means they're not in actual cages, but they are usually confined. A lot of times they debeak them to prevent them from fighting, and they can still give them like medicine and stuff like that. So I always try to avoid those. I actually end up getting my eggs somewhere else. I don't usually buy eggs here, so. All right, so if you're gonna buy eggs, I came in here. I was trying to avoid coming in here because it's so freaking cold in here. But organic eggs versus cage-free. This basically just means that they fed them like organic feed, and they can't use any like, you know, pesticides or anything like that. Well, not pesticides, but like medicine. So yeah. Let's go. Egg bites. These are something you can make yourself. We're gonna look on the back of here, and here's a telltale sign of ultra processed. All of these ingredients, cornstarch, canola oil, that's horrible oil to use, preservatives, carrageenan, look, all of these preservatives, literally you can make something yourself at home. Not only is it cheaper, but much better for you. So I'll actually do a video on some easy egg bites that are gonna be much more nutrient dense. Yeah, checking these, same thing. All right, let's move on to, I wonder if they have any edamame. I'm not really sure, but we can check. I do know what I want to show you guys. This is actually a very good find. We're gonna look at the frozen section. I'm gonna find something to show you guys that I think is kind of like an eye opener. So obviously all this breaded stuff is ultra processed, but let's take a look and see what's on, let's see here. These say grass-fed, but here's the thing, there's a little trick about this. So, and I think butchers are gonna be a little bit more transparent about this. There's a little thing about grass-fed. You have to be careful with grass-fed because, and if you ask, usually they'll tell you, but there's grass-fed and then there's grass-fed and then grain finished. So technically people can label things grass-fed, but they usually have their whole adult life on grains and not grass. So you always should know where your sources come from. That's why I usually don't buy stuff like this. There's some good fish finds. You just have to look at the package and see if there's any additives in there, because sometimes they'll like add things. I'm gonna see if I can find you guys some fish so we can take a look and see. Something that I would personally buy. So we have wild caught sea scallops. Okay. Wild caught fish, look for wild caught. That's definitely a good sign. And on the back, there's no solution or anything. They're literally just sea scallops. And that's what you should look for. I find it kind of sketchy when they put in there like solution of anything, because there's always room to add things that they don't technically have to disclose as long as it's a small percentage. So sea scallops, just that, and wild caught, this is something that I would personally buy. All right, we're gonna go over to one aisle over. Oh, they're almost out. So I just want to let you guys know something about me. Like, I don't share this a lot because we're sharing like what healthy stuff here. Everybody has a weakness, right? Chips are my weakness. I do not keep them in my house. I love chips. I can't buy them. I don't buy them, and I'm fully admitting to that. So I'm going to show you guys another source of protein. This is great. Yeah, this right here. So this is another great find. This is their non-fat Greek yogurt, and this is great because it's got probiotics, good for the gut. And this is, I believe it's organic, so that's good. I do buy this. Every yogurt is gonna have a different probiotic, but this is a great source of protein. It's 18 grams of protein per 2/3 cup, and you don't have to just have this. You can have more than one serving to add up to like 30 grams of protein. So this is a great find. And we just bought some of that, so I don't need to buy any more of that. All right. I'm trying to see what else I can show you guys. There's a lot of ultra processed stuff. There's another section over here that I'll show you guys. So, okay, so cottage cheese is another good one too. The only thing with this is that it doesn't say like organic or anything, so just be aware of that. For some people, they don't care about that, and I understand. Me personally, this is not something that I would get. I would always look for organic because then you know that there's no like added hormones or anything like that. So, but if you can find something that is organic, this is definitely great because it's got 13 grams of protein for just a half a cup. All right, and I know you guys, if anybody has kids out there, this is not lunch, guys. This is not lunch. This is ultra processed crap. I mean, looking at the totals here anyway, 11 grams of protein and not good quality protein. The ingredient list is horrific. It's horrific. Full of ultra processed meats, ultra processed food in general. Completely, I know it's tempting for your kids, guys, but please avoid this. Do not get this. All right, so there is another section that I want to show you guys. This is kind of like additives that have protein. So we're going to move on to there. The main thing that I would tell you guys is to pick food sources that have single ingredients. That's going to be like your safest bet. Avoid the ultra processed foods. They don't even get digested the same way. So let's go. We're going to go to another section. I do know what I want to tell you guys. So since we're in the cheese section, I ran into a lady the other day, and she was actually saying that, you know, what she had for breakfast, and she wanted to add some cheese to her breakfast because of protein, right? So here's the thing. An easy way to determine if it's a protein source, if it's a main protein source, is if you look on the back of the package and it consists of mostly protein versus carbs and fats. If it has more fats, then it is mainly a fat source. While it might have some protein, cheese is not a good solid protein source. All right, so just something to think about. Now we're gonna go on to the other section, which is gonna be like where the nut butters are and things like that. We're also gonna look at some of the protein powders. Okay. I personally love this nut butter. This is going to have a little bit of protein, but this is mostly fat. And so while it might be tempting to say that like even like peanut butter and stuff like that, we actually just got peanut butter the other day. I don't even know if it's in stock right now. I don't even see it. Maybe it's not here anymore. Their peanut butter, Costco peanut butter or Kirkland peanut butter, I forgot which they use, but that's actually a good, it's got protein in it. But again, keep in mind, we're talking about things that, have protein in them, but aren't a main protein source. So it's always, I think like the more you know, the more knowledge that you have, the better of like a decision that you guys can make. And I think that's like super important. Knowledge is always going to give you that power that you need. So this one right here, looking at it, I'm going to show you guys. So you always want to look at the ingredients. Nut butters should not have anything in them other than freaking nuts. All right, they shouldn't have anything else in there. There shouldn't be any oils. There shouldn't be any preservatives, nothing. Okay, so here's a great example. There's just almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and flax seeds. That's it. And if we're looking on the, so look, 16 grams of fat per serving, and then protein is 7. So this is a key indicator that while yes, this has protein, this is mainly a fat source, but I am gonna get this stuff because I freaking love it. All right, and let's see here. Let's take a look at what else. I wanted to see, before we go into the protein powders, I really want to see, their peanut butter is amazing, by the way. It just has peanuts and sea salt. That's really good. I don't do any like granolas. I know it might be tempting to get stuff that says like, added protein or whatever. I always avoid that, and you could easily make your own. If you do feel like getting something like that, look at the ingredient list, see if there's any like preservatives. A key indicator, I mentioned this in a couple of my other videos, a key indicator for if it's an ultra processed food, does it have food coloring? Does it have like flavors? So either artificial flavors or even natural flavors, they're considered ultra processed. Preservatives, and what else? I feel like I left something out. Preservatives, dyes, coloring, and flavors. If it has any one of those in there, it is considered ultra processed, and that's a red flag. Stay away. Another thing too is like, if you look at the ingredient list and it's not something that you can make at home or get at home to make, then that is an indicator it is not good. And I think I just spotted the peanut butter. Yeah, this is a great deal. The peanut butter is really good. I feel like they changed the recipe or something. I used to hate this stuff, and it's actually amazing now. And it is organic, so it's got 8 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons. Yes, it has a good amount of protein, but it's also 15 grams of fat. So this is mainly a fat source with a good amount of protein. So just something to keep in mind. And we just got this, so I'm not getting this again right now. All right, I want to see if there's anything else that we can kind of chat about here before we go over to the next. I think we're going to go into, I'm going to try to find the proteins. I don't know if they have the protein powder that I normally get, but if they do, we're going to pick it up. See if there's anything in here. All right. So let's talk about these real quick. So something like this, it's marketed as, you know, power cakes because they're supposed to have like a good amount of protein in them, 15 grams of protein. But let's take a look at the back and see. So 100% whole grain, whole oat flour. And then you've got some stuff in there, monocalcium phosphate, brown sugar. Just make your own. The amount that you'd be consuming for the protein that you'd need to take in for that meal would not even make sense. You could do so many better things at home. Don't even waste your money. Oh, you know what? I do want to mention this. Hemp hearts, vegans out there. I am personally not vegan, but these are a great find. These are actually very good for you. And actually, I'm going to get these. So even though I'm not vegan, you can obviously have vegan stuff. This is just an added source of plant protein, which is freaking awesome. So if you look on here, it's literally just organic shelled hemp seed. Great choice. 2 tablespoons of this stuff is 10 freaking grams of protein. 2 tablespoons. That is a pretty hefty amount. Now keep in mind there is more fat in this. I would consider this not a main protein source, more of a fat source, more of an additive, something with a good amount of protein. So like something like this I would like to put on like the top of my Greek yogurt, or I'll even sprinkle this onto like my oat bran that I have. So just things, these are things that you can add, like nut butters, nuts. These are things that you can add onto certain things to add a little bit more of protein in your meal. Okay, yes, now we're finally gonna do it, guys. We're finally going over to that protein powder section. Watch it not be there. I lied to you guys. I lied. Okay. They have Safe Catch. That's actually great. Okay. So I love, what kind of wild ahi yellowfin tuna. Okay, I like to see that. And okay, great. I'm getting this. Now I don't have a ton of tuna. But I like this as a quick option. And this brand is amazing. This is a good brand. They actually also have less mercury, which is another good factor as well. This is, you want to look out for, is it in olive oil or is it in water, right? And also, are there any other type of ingredients in here that I want to avoid? Like, are there any preservatives? Even if you think you know, always check on the back. So here we've just got yellowfin tuna and then sea salt. That's it. That's freaking it. I mean, that's great. 26 grams of protein for, I think it's 1 serving. Let's see here. Amount of, yes. So that's great. I mean, that's pretty good. I've seen cans of tuna that were only like 19 or 18 grams of protein. So 26 grams, yes. This is a good find. And there's other things too. So there's Wild Planet, which is another good one. It just depends on the type of tuna that you want. But take a look at this one. This one's even better. Do I want to get this one instead? Let me take a look. Albacore, sea salt. This is another good one. The choices. I'm gonna have to choose here. I think this one's got 33 grams of protein versus, but let's see the amount too. So this is what I always like compare the two. So this is 142 grams versus 85. So it's, now this is a little bit more per can, so that would make sense. Just gonna stick with this. This is another great find. So for the salmon lovers out there, and this stuff lasts for freaking ever. It's ridiculous. Not literally forever, but This one is just pink salmon and salt. This is another great find. And this one is for, what is the serving size? So for 85 grams, it has 17 grams. I mean, that's not bad, right? You're gonna need to add a little bit more protein to your meal, but with those add-ins that I told you about, you know, if you're making a salad, you could add some hemp seeds, you could add some nuts, you could, I mean, you can get creative. You could have a little bit of cheese because that has some protein. And I have a ton of this at home, so we're not gonna get any more of those, but. So this is good. Sardines is another good one, but sardines are a great source. Actually, sardines are probably one of the healthier fish, and they do have that, but they're in olive oil, and they are boneless and skinless. Some people are kind of weirded out by that. I have those at home, so I'm not gonna get those, but I'm gonna show them to you. Yeah, so this is great. And it's great that they don't even show you, oh, here we go. It's like, they don't even show you the nutrition label. No, it's right here. So 22 grams of protein for half a cup, but it is gonna have a higher fat content, 12 grams, because they are in olive oil. So just something to keep in mind. This is fine. You just won't need to add as much fat into your meal because this has already got you covered. Don't get spam. Just don't do it, guys. If you're into spam, just get out of it. Just quit it, okay? Just stop getting this crap. It's like the worst crap for you. I mean, there's a lot of things that are probably worse, but this is on number one in my book. All right, we're gonna go over to the protein powders. Finally. We're kind of going around this way because I don't really want to disturb some people, you know. All right, here we go. So I don't see what I normally get. I actually normally get the Vital Proteins collagen powder. This is a good find. I mean, we're kind of just doing a protein run today. I would probably, oh, okay, they have some, let's see here. Let's see what they have in here. So, okay, so this is a little bit different. This is not exactly what I was thinking about. This is something completely different, and honestly, I haven't tried this yet, but I think I'm going to skip it. There's like literally, there's a lot of things in here. I try to go as plain as possible. I've gotten this brand before, and let me tell you why I like this brand. So this is the collagen powder, but it's also got probiotics in it. And let me take a look here, just making sure there's nothing else. Yeah, no, this is good. So this is literally just, and this is actually got a pretty good amount of protein. This is close to the same as the Vital Proteins. It's actually 1 gram more of Vital Proteins, which is fine. But yeah, this is a good one too. Now, I don't actually need this. I've got the Vital Proteins at home, and I was kind of looking to double up on that. So, but there's nothing wrong with this one. I would definitely get this one. I want to show you guys another bag that I would not get. I think it's up this way. Oh yeah. Anything like that, I can already tell it's not going to be good. Artificial flavors, natural flavors, gums, red dyes, sucralose, soy lecithin. No. This is like gut genocide. Do not get this. This is gonna, if you want to kill your gut microbes, there you go. We're not getting this. And $56.99 for a bunch of crap that's gonna harm your health? Yeah, no thank you. So there's so many options here, there really is. The main thing is to look at the ingredient list, look at what it has most in it. Can you pronounce the stuff in the ingredient list? Wild caught for fish, organic for like your poultry and things like that. Grass fed for beef, because if it's not grass fed, it's not the same. Like organic doesn't always mean grass fed, so just something to look out for. But I really hope this helps give you guys some great tips. I also want to say just be on the lookout. I'm coming up with a wellness platform called Blueprint 8 that is launching. It's actually launching the first 10 days of August. So that's going to be an all over wellness platform where you can take online courses. There's a private online community. There's actually a recipe creator tool. We're going to teach you how to stop counting calories and start focusing on losing weight or getting into shape, building muscle, whatever fitness goal that you have without counting calories and focusing on, it's basically, let me just put it this way. It's my whole concept behind this is what the centenarians are doing in these blue zones, so high concentrations of people that are living close to 100 or over. What are they doing? But we're also amping it up with basically fitness goals in mind. So we're eating like the centenarians, but we are also making sure we're getting enough protein and making sure we're getting enough fiber. And that, my friends, is the way to go.